Welcome back to Briggs on Books, our international talk show where we talk to authors from all over the world. And what a great job I have to be able to talk to people like this. Our next guest, by the way, came to us a while back, and Caroline Sands is her name. I'm going to bring her in a moment. But we talked to her before about her book, Any Reason to Smile Will Do. Welcome, Caroline.
Hello.
Now you have a new book out, is that right?
Yes, it's called Whiskers, Whippin.
Whiskers, Whippin. Is that about cats by any chance?
It's actually about two of them. I would call them the best duo kitties ever.
Okay.
They're both rescued from Buddy Dog in Sudbury, and they've lived my life with every single step since.
Now, Sudbury, where's that?
It feels right to share their joy with the world as well.
Where is this Sudbury place?
It's in Massachusetts, which is still where I live. I'm a little further out west now, but still in the Massachusetts region.
Okay. And now these animals, the pets, they're important in your life, the rescue animals?
Yes, definitely. And I actually had volunteered at Buddy Dog before I even ever adopted one of my cats from there. And they're just a really, really helpful rescue, and it's really been the best thing that's happened to me is these two kitties. So, and that's one thing that I plan to do is part of the proceeds from this book I'm going to be donating to that rescue, and as well the rescuer who rescued Whiskey Francisco is really special to me because she actually contacted me, and I contact her every once in a while, and she's excited about him turning 10 this year.
Wow,
so
10 years old.
They've gone on adventures with me. They're super troopers.
Now tell us a little bit about the book. Who's the book written for?
It's written for children is what I would say. It's really for anyone who loves cats as well, though. And the hardcover little preview right now is probably the best edition, just because to make it a hardcover, you have to have a certain amount of pages, which I sort of, photobombed the end of it with the best of the photos of the kitties. So one of the absolute favorite photos that's in there is Lewis at the sink, and he's just like a close-up of him like drinking the water as it's so like specific droplets are falling and they're on his whiskers. So his whiskers are whipping.
Whiskers.
Little droplets of water.
I didn't say the name, I don't think.
He's looking at you in shame. He's like, I'm not supposed to drink this water, but I am.
Yeah, cats are amazing like that they could figure something like that out.
Oh, they are smart. I've introduced them to people telling them that these cats are smarter than most people.
Yes.
And I stand by that 100%. I literally have seen these cats do the craziest things that I just lived with them for so long that,
Whiskers Whippin' is the title. Whiskers Whippin'. And here's the cover. Is this the official cover? Or is that preview?
There's a couple of different actual editions for the cover. So whatever you have is probably one of them.
Probably one of them, the latest anyway. By the way, I went to your YouTube page and I saw this book, but you had some others out, which we mentioned. And here's the cover of Any Reason to Smile Will Do. You want to tell us just a little bit about that one? I know we're here to talk about Whiskers today.
Yeah, Any Reason to Smile Will Do. That's a collection of poetry. It's the second collection that I had out there. The first one was Lovely Life in Rhymes. And this one, though, was Any Reason to Smile Will Do. That one, actually, I had a really nice interaction with a JetBlue flight attendant because I was reviewing it before I published it on my trip to Florida visiting my grandma in the hospital, and she actually ended up, being fine. And on my flight home, I almost had what was gonna be another seizure after my own just worry and everything and not watching my sugar. And there was a JetBlue attendant who just took every step perfectly and calm me down. So the end of that book, there's a Father's Day parade poem that has a drawing of an honey badger that I drew up in the air for that flight attendant.
You drew it
just
on the
because
flight.
I truly appreciated them, saving my stress and everything. Just so that was my reason to smile for that moment, and I gave him a copy of that poem. And it was something that he was able to do for me that I was able to do as well.
Nice.
And that's a motto of the book. And every poem is a step in healing, and each poem is written in one sitting, so it's like each one poem is like 3,000 words, but everything is felt in that one poem. So
now,
each one could be a page to 10 pages,
nice.
but I hope
And how
that
did
everyone
how
finds
did
the
Whiskers Whippin come about?
Um, well, I've just always been writing for any reason that I can, and that was just one thing that I wanted to try to write a little blurb about the cat's adventures, and it became something that I really actually enjoyed, and I just felt they wanted to share it as well, and
Yeah. Well, for you cat people out there that find cats amazing, buy this book. For you parents out there with kids who are reading or about to start reading, what a great book. It's good for kids, right, Caroline?
yes, and actually I had given this book as a tip, and I'm not even kidding. I gave it as a donation, like a tip at a establishment for a first dad fund.
Uh-huh.
Because someone, I guess, had a tip jar for, it was the first time being a dad. And I was like, I have this book that I'm about to publish, so it was still like a manuscript at that point. And I had given it to them, and I just went back to that establishment yesterday, and I gave them the actual and a couple of extra copies of other books as well.
Nice.
But so it was really nice to hear that him and his wife and his daughter are already loving it. And so I was able to give them the actual paper copy that's published already just yesterday, and it was nice to hear that they are already enjoying it, and now they have a real copy as well. So
the real thing. Well, I just wanted to say to our viewers, and I'm a dad who raised kids, and I had 3 kids, and every week one of them was going to a birthday party, and I would order 5 copies of books, and any birthday party they went to, that kid was getting a book, depending on the age group and stuff. So I want to encourage our viewers to do that. This would be a great gift for someone. Kids.
I'm always doing that. I'm always, looking for any time I can just bring. I'm probably always going to be a child at heart.
Yeah.
I was a teacher for children, and it's me. I like creating for everyone to share and enjoy, because we're always going to be children. We're never going to stop not being children. We revert to even more childlike as we get older. There's only the golden years are the most,
I also want to say, if you know someone who's a grandma with young grandkids, you never know what to give a grandma as a gift, because they seem to have everything. I gave the grandmas the children's books because they're always having a kid come over, and the grandma got to read the book to the kids, and it's another gift every time they get to read those books. So I encourage you to go to Caroline Sands. Go to the YouTube. It's very easy to find. Just type Caroline Sands, and you see all of her books. I want to ask you this before we're out of time, which we are out of time. Your YouTube is Fool for Food and Drums. Tell us about that.
It's just I was having trouble finding a name that felt right, and I'm still not 100% set on that, but it feels good for right now.
Yeah.
I love food, and I love, drum and bass. And
nice.
You can't put the two together.
Caroline, we've hit the end of our time, but any last thoughts for our viewers? Anything else you want them to know?
There's just a crazy thing that I would love to share. I would call them habitual hiccups my whole life, and I recently found a cure. So I want to share this.
All right.
Peanut butter. Or you could probably use any kind of like creamy sunflower butter or anything, but I have found success with one thing, finally getting rid of my hiccups every time. And that's peanut butter, just taking it straight out, a tiny little, probably like an actual maybe teaspoon or
Uh,
two on a spoon, and you just eat it and just hold it in your mouth, and it just perfectly gets rid of the hiccups. Try it. That's my one advice for the day.
Caroline
A reason to
Sands.
smile.
Caroline Sands, this could be the biggest show ever because we have found a cure for hiccups, and Caroline Sands discovered it. Well, that's amazing. I can't wait to try that.
Well, I hope you don't have the hiccups, but if you do,
If you do,
take
try
it
it.
from a habitual hiccuper.
A
3
spoon,
times,
a spoon of peanut butter.
probably any kind of, smooth,
Yeah,
creamy butter.
almond
I
butter.
wouldn't try it with the chunks.
All right.
You love the extra chunky peanut butter, but I have to keep
Yeah.
this creamy
Do the
just for
smooth,
my hiccups now.
smooth and creamy. Caroline, you're one of my favorite guests, by the way, because you're fun and delightful and have cures for things and things like that. But we're out of time, so we will see you next time, Caroline.
All right, I hope to come back. I have another book that I'd love to share, so.
I look forward to it, Caroline. And we will be back with more authors right after this.